When I started my YouTube journey in 2015, I didn't see a lot of black conservative creators. There may have been one here and there, but it just wasn't many. I saw a lot of your typical pro-black creators, go black to Africa creators, black liberal creators, things like that. And then you had some guys in the early formations of the black manosphere. When Donald Trump won in 2016 with Make America Great Again campaign, that is when you started to see a lot of opportunities for black creators. Candace Owens is one of them. She was the lady that said she experienced white racism in her hometown. She went from being a Democrat to Republican. Guys like Officer Brandon Tatum, who was a police officer, or at least a sheriff in Tucson, Arizona, he blew up on the right. ABL came out in 2017, blew up on the right. Black conservatives were making a lot of money, and I'm gonna tell you how they did it. Some of them in a very cringe way. They became the voice of the hidden racist hand in the Republican Party. Now, your boy O'Shea is a Republican. I'm a registered Republican. And yes, I do understand that there are racists. There are blatant racists in every party, but I'll get into that in a minute. I noticed that these guys would make the videos and have the talking points that white people who were white conservatives, like the bigger channels, like the Blaze Network, they would use somebody like Jason Whitlock later on down the road to say it, or, Alex Jones. They wouldn't get these guys to say it. These African Americans or these blacks will come on and start to say it. And then around 2020, when the red pill guys started to get into politics, they became on the alt-right, or kind of like the very conservative right, which is like really full of racists. And we saw guys who were really in the black sector before convert to that particular side of the way of thinking. And these were non-black creators. Guys like Sneeko, guys like Nick Fuentes, who's half Hispanic, half white. Guys like Tommy Sotomayor, who started off in black YouTube completely. Then he ended up here.
Tommy Sotomayor is a radio show host. Tommy, you are my envoy to Black America. Johnny's my correspondent. You're my envoy. Will the chicken summit be effective?
No, because let me tell you something, Jesse. He forgot to bring watermelon and grape drink. Now, if he had brought watermelon and grape drink, that would have completed the trifecta. But he felt like we only like chicken, and we need these things in conjunction with each other. And I'm just sad that he decided to carry it a little farther and say, let me get a hamburger so I can let you know I'm different than you. I don't know if you heard that part. He decided to have a hamburger. He didn't want none of that Negro food.
He did not want the chicken, that's for sure.
Tommy Sotomayor was so proud of that clip. He even put that he's a Fox News contributor on one of his old Twitter accounts. Tommy Sotomayor actually still has it on his Twitter. Let's look at it. The man who people just flag and social media allows it. Fox News contributor, filmmaker, truth teller. This Negro has only been on Fox News 2 times. He's not a Fox News contributor. You just been on there 2 times. But let's continue. Tommy even went more harder on the black community once he got booted from platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. But he forgot something. He was still black. White racists still gave Tommy the business after Tommy was even advocating on their behalf.
Oh my God, did y'all see that? Did you see it? Or hear it? Well, I'm talking about you see it. Did y'all hear it? That was some crazy. Them white people love trying to say how they got higher IQs than blacks. Yes, you may overall have a higher IQs than blacks. But let me tell you something. When you run into a smarter than you, admit it. That's like, it doesn't make sense. It's like saying, well, yes, blacks are more athletics than whites. But if it's a white boy that's out there balling, give him credit. Blacks can rap better than whites. But if you got Eminem out there rapping, give him credit. There's a reason why it's a reason why nobody listens to you dumb white nationalists. Because y'all stupid.
That's interesting. Fast forward. Let's talk about Fresh and Fit. Now, Fresh does not really dabble into politics. That's not his thing. Fresh is a guy that wants to be fake rich. But Myron believes he's intelligent enough to get into politics, which he's not. And all day on X, Myron is talking about the things that a lot of whites would never say on their platforms because they don't want to be called racist. And Myron does it at a very, 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 very active level. He's always tagging Tariq. He's always talking about black women. He's always talking about black people. He's always talking about, certain African Americans deserve to be deleted, when they encounter the police, like Sonia Massey. But he didn't realize that the people that he was trying to help or trying to impress said this about him.
He even asked us, he's like, if I kind of break the rules, just hit me up about it, guys, and I agree with him. Like, we gain nothing. Like, one of these comes in, they talk nice. They're like, oh, look, white people deserve their space and can't we just be friends and blah, blah, blah. But then later that night, they're just behavior. I think it was you, Comfy, that was speaking about that guy where he's like against the Jews and all that. And half an hour later, he's posting like, yeah, as many as you can, and just full behavior.
Yeah. Myron Gaines. Yeah. Myron Gaines.
The worst thing he said was, don't marry a girl until you're 35. What a retarded thing to say.
Yeah, what an idiot. Stupidest thing ever, mate.
This is why we're talking. This is what we were saying yesterday. Like, at the end of the day, they're like you. They're low in control. Even if they say a few things that are based or whatever by our standards, don't fall for it. Don't think that they're on our side. Oh, based. It just doesn't happen. You know what I mean, though? This is what people think. This is what people think. No, it's what.
Yeah, but Myron Gaines.
Myron Gaines.
Myron Gaines has how many followers did Myron Gaines has, just for fun?
Like 100,000 or something.
Based.
But that's the point. I think it's the only reason why some people listen to him. It's because he's a little bit known, but he's still a neck.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And come the end of the day, especially in somewhere like the States where they're just niggas everywhere. What you think these people are going to align? You think they're going to help you? They'll turn on you as quick as anything.
As fast
right?
as a
right.
Yeah.
They're niggas.
Yeah.
Oh yes. He ain't the only one. There's also Sharika Soul. She's that chick that was basically on Ghetto Gaggers and is now making videos like this.
It's so funny to me that black men are so upset that all of these women in our community are dating other races. It's time for you guys to realize that you have literally forced your women out. You forced them to find other races. While gangbangers are literally destroying the community and making the whole world unsafe, you're sitting online blaming the women because they're choosing better, safer partners. Should it be any shock to you that women don't want to create families with people doing gang activities? Why is that not dawning on anybody?
You see, all of those people are getting their Negro wake-up call because they felt in their particular mind that they were actually better than black people. Yes, they did. They thought they were better, and they thought that they were actually going to get some butter biscuits for talking about black people to whites. But there's just one problem. Whites don't trust you. And that's what the white guy said, and he's right. Even though that was bad to listen to, and we had to bleep out a lot of those curse words, you see, they understood that you can't trust them. Anybody who talks down on their own people, you can't trust them. And white people, some of these guys don't want to hear you need to be 35 before you start having a family. No, real white conservatives, they want their numbers to be up. They want their men taking care of their women and building families. And that is not the message that Myron comes with. So outside of the fact that you say a few good things against blacks that are true, they still don't want Myron around. They don't want him around. They don't want him moving into their neighborhoods or their communities, because the way that they look at you is the same way that look at me. But wait a minute. Look at what Auburn Preach is going to put out.
That's why he was hugging him.
That's him in college. Read the caption out loud.
The boys plus our token. Golly.
You see, that's Myron's old picture with all of his white friends, and his white friends are calling him something interesting, a token. You see, he's already been a token. He wanted to be white all along, but he just didn't have what it took. And the thing is, when you're afraid to be South Sudanese or you're afraid to be African American or black, I'm looking at you, Donovan, because they feel the same way about your ass. Stop the show. And we can look at your channel and find out that they feel the way about you because they don't even support you. They don't even care nothing about you, but you over there simping for them. That's why you're a clown still to this day and you ain't getting no views. But anyways, let me get back on the thing, right? They don't respect you. You think they do. They don't like you, bro. And see, a lot of you brothers out there are gonna have to understand that y'all about to get this work when it comes to some of them people. They don't care about nothing that you're talking about. To them, you still black and you always gonna be black. So if you always gonna be black, you might as well stay black. You hear what I said? You might as well stay black and keep and at least have some dignity, have some respect for your community, have some respect for yourself. Be a man. Then people never gonna respect you. And if you want to know why, O'Shea, why are you pushing the ticket for Donald Trump and the Republicans, even though you know they got some people over there that feel just like Myron? I'm gonna tell you why. Because them people I listen to right now, they was honest about how they felt. And as much as they don't want to be around me, I don't want to be around them. And you know what that's going to give me the opportunity to do? They going to stay over there. I'm going to stay over here. And I can build with the community like we had in the 40s and the 50s when we had more wealth. One of every 3 African Americans by the time 1960 came had a house. And we were doing the best financially at that particular time without so much interference. Oh, I don't have no problem with people who are insulting the community like that, because that means you don't want to be over here nowhere near us. Versus the Democratic people who pretend that they like you. You know what? Stop the show. Let me let Malcolm X say it. He says it better than me.
White liberals who have posed as our friends. White liberals who have been eager to point out what the white man in the South has been doing to us, while they themselves here in the North are doing the same thing. They have been making a great fuss over the South, only to blind us to what is happening here in the North. And now that the eyes of America's 20 million blacks can easily see that this white fox here in the North is even more cruel and vicious than the white wolf in the South. The Southern wolves always let you know where you stand. But these Northern foxes pose as white liberals. They pose as your friend, pose as your benefactor, pose as your employer. They pose as your landlord. They pose as the neighborhood merchant. They pose as your lawyer trying to help you. They infiltrate all your organizations, and in this manner, by joining you, they strangle your militant efforts toward freedom, toward justice, and toward equality.
And that is all, folks. That is exactly how it needs to be. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, Shirley Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.